Your review, you're gonna react to the gift and the curse of being NBA YoungBoy.
Tell them niggas I don't want chat in the studio with Shade, in the studio with Strange on the grind.
The first year I discovered YB was 2017. That was the first time I ever heard of him, and the first song I heard of him was No Smoke, No Smoke. That song was fire.
Every day I've been chasing that sack, real 38, baby. I'm from college track. You can keep your little money, I don't want to do no track. 1 million views and rust all that day. Take a think that I'm slipping, I keep me in the strap.
Kentrell Deshaun Golden, aka YoungBoy Never Broke Again, aka NBA YoungBoy, born October 20th, 1999. No matter how you feel about today's feature, you have to admit he's had an influence on his generation that stood.
That's a fact. He had an influence. He influenced mad people, bro. Like, it's not even funny. It's crazy, bro. Like, he influenced mad people. People loved son, bro. Like, people make memes about him. Like, you know, people like impersonate him. I mean, people make impressions about him. All that, bro.
Out in music, even to this day to a certain extent, where the people that love his music look past everything negative involving NBA YoungBoy and still express extreme support for him being free to be destructive.
Niggas went to his hood, niggas went to his block, like, what's up with y'all? Y'all bugging.
I use that word carefully because in no way is he necessarily a bad person, but negativity always seems to surround him to not only derail his career, but more importantly hinder improvement as a person. He's currently locked up on a federal gun charge, held without bond at the Weber County Jail north of Salt Lake City, Utah, awaiting trial, which the feds allege he was in possession of a deadly weapon while on house arrest, and unrelated charges of committing fraud by imitating someone else's voice in order to obtain prescription drugs to fuel his codeine addiction. According to reports, he's committed to pleading guilty on the federal gun charge case, which will certainly lead to other charges brought up since he was on house arrest at the time, meaning no matter what, he'll likely see some jail time, and upon being released be even more restricted as far as his music and ability to promote himself as an artist through things like shows, appearances on different interview platforms across the world, and the environment his music now has to be created in. Speaking of the music, it's a sad time for YoungBoy fans who's been down this road many times before when it comes to the ultra talented but often held back from reaching his potential superstar status because he just can't stay out the way of the law or the negativity that comes with the streets. Being a street artist always has and always will come with a certain dark cloud that follows you, mainly because the streets in itself is a negative environment to be in that, as we all know, only leads to two possible outcomes:
jail or under the ground.
Death or in jail. Being a rapper on top of that amplifies that fact because now fans that fell in love with you because of the street tales you spit in your music not only expect you to continue making that kind of music that, let's all admit, is negative, but they move on and discontinue support as soon as you decide to grow and use your talent in other ways, or worse, go to prison. It makes artists like YoungBoy feel they have to continue down this destructive path, and in the end, they lose and miss the window to being who they potentially could have. As far as potential, I don't know an artist in rap right now that had more than NBA YoungBoy. He's young, influential, and talented enough to lead his generation of hip.
Can I ask y'all this? Do y'all think NBA YoungBoy is more influential than XXXTentacion? Let me know, bro. Do y'all just let me know? Do y'all think so?
But for these reasons, his growth is being.
People say X was influential into their life and shit.
Done it. What happened? Let's talk about it. It's your boy JC Stunner Growth Music. Let's get it, man. Take a minute to like, subscribe, and comment on who I should do next. YoungBoy Never Broke Again is a rapper from Baton Rouge, Louisiana that was raised by his grandmother predominantly due to his father being locked up and mother abandoning him at a young age. One day while wrestling as a toddler, he broke his neck and had to wear a neck brace that was clamped to his skull while the injury to his spine healed itself, which explains the permanent dents on his head that became a standout feature about his appearance. School wasn't easy or enjoyed by YOUNGBOY because he couldn't sit still and couldn't focus on the schoolwork, so he dropped out in the 9th grade as the streets was much easier and accepting of his troubled nature. It led to a robbery charge that sent him to juvenile detention where life changed forever. Stunt number 1, abandonment and lack of the right environment. Usually I'd keep these stories focused on the music, but in certain cases that music is so heavily influenced by the personal issues that directly point to the downward path of an artist like this that hinders the music making and star potential. To be clear, I think NBA YoungBoy, as he was known before the NBA made him legally change his stage name, is a very talented individual as far as music. I remember not too long ago being closed off to listening to his music because of all the negativity surrounding it, never understanding why he always seemed mad at the world even when success came.
Yeah, because people been having they have like a dark past, man. Everybody goes through stuff, man. Like some people have it good in their life. Some people was fortunate, some people's not, bro. And NBA YoungBoy wasn't fortunate, you feel me?
A nephew of mine was the key to opening my mind after seeing the passion he had for YoungBoy's music, which made me have to finally take some time and at least see why. Honestly, I was blown away. Take away all the murder, death threats, and tough talk, I had to admit that naturally he has a voice that's infectious when
he makes pain music though. Some of his pain music is fire, bro.
He gets in his harmonizing bag and very unique to him,
YoungBoy be on his bag, I ain't gonna hold you.
Which is tough to do in an era like today where everyone sounds the same. There's also a passion and bounce to his music that's evident once you understand his Baton Rouge, Louisiana upbringing and all he went through that got him to the point you could feel what he was saying was real and affected him deeply. While in juvenile detention, he said himself that it wasn't a particularly enjoyable time in his life as the boys there would constantly beat him up for no reason at all and he failed to
Damn, so YoungBoy was bullied as a child, man. It's crazy.
Understand why. It created a person that would develop trust issues and became jaded toward people in general, building in anger.
Meaning like YoungBoy's is fake antisocial. He's antisocial.
That drove his passion, but led him down the wrong road. I could imagine the abandonment issues he must have dealt with also, knowing his own mother wasn't a part of his life. His father was sent to prison for 55 years. His grandmother passed away after leaving detention, and because of the marks on his head from a traumatic injury early on, he must have dealt with tremendous amounts of bullying that cuts deep when it's something you can't change about yourself. It sent him down a path he hated people in general, in my opinion, which made him extremely
He did say like he's afraid of people, like he did say on an interview on Complex that he's afraid of people, yeah, I know y'all remember that. He said he afraid of people.
Social and revengeful with his music, the law, or anyone he deemed an enemy. It also put him in the grasp of the legal system who looks to hold on to him for good. Stunt number 2, extensive legal issues. Speaking of the legal system, YoungBoy looks to be a part of it for the rest of his youth at least. In research of him, it's clear one thing that's always been asked about him is why he can't stay out the way when he has so much money and opportunity to live a life most people don't get to enjoy. Not to mention a music career that has so much promise. From 2018 to 2022, NBA YoungBoy has released 4 studio albums, 3 of them multi or platinum, and the last certified gold. His second and third albums were #1s in the country in 2020 and 2021. Never one to have a poor work ethic, he released an album or mixtape every year since 2015, sometimes multiple projects in one year, so he deserves all the success and notoriety he received and receives still to this day. He's been nominated for and won many awards, including a Grammy nomination for his song What's Your Name, and was crowned the People's Champ by XXL. What really played in YoungBoy's favor though was him being young enough while all this was going on to where he had the youth target market on lock. They feel they could relate to him, and also for them, he's their Jay-Z, their Nas, DMX, 50 Cent, Kanye, or Lil Wayne. Even though
YB is for the new generation, man.
those artists had artists
Appeals to younger audience, you feel me?
they looked up to and emulated as well. We all have our influences, and for this generation 16 to 25, YoungBoy is one of those guys. All this gave him so much power and influence, power he never quite realized he had, power that made his music be extremely relevant, and power that's now being taken away from him seemingly at every turn by the legal system. Stunt number 3, stuck in a weird place. This all, in my opinion, leaves YoungBoy stuck in a weird place in life and music where he's damned if he do, damned if he don't, as the saying goes. If he continues down this path of making destructive, violent, and negative music, eventually one of his enemies will get to him, leaving him with a choice to either do the harming or be harmed, which could land him in more legal trouble or dead. Or he could rehabilitate by himself or forced to in prison and change the style of music he makes, which is totally different from what his fans have always wanted from him and what he nor his label is sure will sell. His murder music has been popular so long, it's like his fans don't see it as an issue, as he's partially responsible for the driving of all the young crash outs in society today.
I mean, look at John Morant. Like he be showing he be like backing out his knocker and all that shit.
Him changing what has worked for him now will for certain cause fans to move on more and more as he gets older and different from what he drew them to like and see no wrong with. It's left him with no choice but to continue making negative music about killing with no regard and a violence that he may not even be a part of any longer. All in all, YoungBoy is a talented artist, but is at the point it's time to reap all the fruits, good and bad, of the energy he put and puts out through his music. You can't have it both ways. Fans move on quickly, and it's shown in his last 2 album releases that failed to reach the numbers he did early in his career, mainly because he's not able to move around and promote them like he should.
Because his legal situation, he was on house arrest.
He doesn't do much jail time for his latest charges. Where does that leave him then musically? Gifted artist cursed to go down a path that could lead to his demise. Salute, much respect, but for these reasons, his growth is being stunted. It's your boy JC, Stunted Growth Music, and I'm out.
Okay, that's the vid. So yeah, man, let me know what y'all think about YB, bro. Like, yeah, bro, free YB, man. Hopefully, like, he gets out, like, hopefully, like, he gets out some way, like, get out, you feel me, like, and like, I seen, like, on the blogs, like, YB has, like, you know, like, a new child, man, like, so, like, he has kids, bro, like, he has kids, you know, like, he has kids, you know, his kids need him, you know, his fans need him, you know, his music and all that, you know, his fans love his music. He's an influential, like, artist, and yeah, bro, that's all I gotta say. Let me know what y'all think about YB, and let me know what is your favorite type of YB song. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Y'all know the vibes. Because you're checking out your vibe.